What if the real reason younger men can't look away from Sigma women isn't a cliché, but a chemistry of confidence, clarity, and perfect timing? Tonight, the myths get stripped and the signal gets louder, where experience meets curiosity and boundaries turn into real connection. It's not just attraction, it's alignment, confidence that ends guesswork, communication that lands, a romance timing most people never talk about, real stories, real science, what makes these bonds magnetic, what pressures try to break them, and what actually predicts if they last. And today, we're uncovering the hidden reason younger men can't resist Sigma females. So, here's the thing. Sigma women don't play by the usual rules. They move at their own pace, they have their own minds, and they don't need anyone to define their worth. And that's exactly what draws younger men in. But there's more than just that. It's subtle, it's powerful, and it's magnetic. Look, relationships aren't easy. Even when someone's drawn to a Sigma female, there's pressure, expectations, society's judgment, jealousy, and misunderstanding. These things try to mess with the connection. So the question is, what keeps that magnetic pull alive despite all the noise? Why do younger men feel this almost irresistible pull towards Sigma women? Here's what makes Sigma females totally captivating. 1. Steady under pressure. Nothing rattles them. Sigma females have this rare ability to stay calm when everything around them feels like chaos. Imagine a room full of people panicking, deadlines crashing, emotions running high, and tension thick in the air. While most people are losing their cool, stressing over every little thing, Sigma females are grounded. They take a breath, assess the situation, and respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. This steadiness doesn't mean they don't feel stress or pressure. It means they've mastered how to handle it without letting it control them. It's a quiet strength, almost invisible to those who don't notice the small but crucial ways Sigma females maintain composure. They don't scream or shout to prove they're handling it, they just handle it. And that's magnetic. People notice when someone doesn't crumble under pressure. Younger men especially are drawn to this calm presence because it feels safe, reliable, and mature. Sigma females show that life's storms don't have to dictate your emotions or decisions. They navigate chaos with clarity, prioritizing what matters and letting go of the rest. When a crisis hits, Sigma females rarely get flustered. They think first, act second, and communicate clearly throughout. Their calm isn't fake or forced. It's built on experience, self-awareness, and a deep understanding of their own boundaries. That means in relationships or any close connection, younger men feel like they can breathe around Sigma females. There's no unnecessary drama, no unpredictable outbursts, just steady energy that allows everyone to see a path forward. And this calm isn't boring, it's empowering. It shows confidence in action, proving that Sigma females trust themselves, their decisions, and their ability to handle whatever comes their way. This steadiness also sets a tone for the people around them. When someone is calm under pressure, it naturally encourages others to mirror that behavior. You might notice a chaotic room quieting down when a Sigma female speaks, or a frantic moment slowing down when they take the lead. That's influence without force, respect without intimidation. Younger men feel drawn to it because it contrasts sharply with the drama or panic they're used to in other interactions. There's something deeply attractive about a person who doesn't need constant reassurance, someone who can hold themselves together no matter the situation. Sigma females embody that. And it's not just about crisis moments, it's in the everyday decisions, the measured responses to challenges, and the way they approach life calmly yet decisively. That steadiness communicates strength, intelligence, and emotional maturity. It signals that Sigma females are reliable partners, grounded leaders, and individuals who won't crumble when things get tough. It's this combination of calm, clarity, and control under pressure that makes Sigma females magnetic. Younger men can't help but notice because it's rare, valuable, and profoundly attractive. Look, Sigma females don't waste time on small talk. They go straight to the heart. And honestly, If this is hitting home for you, go ahead and smash that like button. It really helps the channel keep bringing content like this. Alright, let's move on. 2. Conversations that go deeper. Sigma females don't waste time on small talk. They ask the questions that matter. When most people start talking, it's usually the weather, what's trending, or some meaningless chatter that fills space without adding value. Sigma females skip all that. They get to the heart of things, straight to the core of what matters. It's not about being rude or intimidating, it's about being genuine, intentional, and present. They notice the subtle layers in a person's words and actions, the things people rarely say out loud, and they address them with curiosity and care. That's what makes younger men feel seen, heard, and understood. Sigma females' conversations are like a mirror, reflecting what's important and prompting deeper self-awareness. They ask questions that challenge assumptions, uncover values, and spark meaningful reflection. It might be as simple as asking about dreams and fears, or as profound as exploring life philosophies, personal growth, and emotional depth. They listen actively, not just waiting for a turn to speak. Their responses show thoughtfulness and insight, creating a flow that feels both natural and intentional. This approach immediately sets Sigma females apart from anyone else someone might meet. People are drawn to depth because it feels rare and refreshing. Younger men especially notice when a woman engages in this way because it doesn't feel performative. It feels alive, real, and intelligent. Sigma females don't need to fill silence with filler. They're comfortable letting conversations breathe, allowing space for reflection and honesty. That patience and focus signal emotional maturity and self-assurance, and it's magnetic. When a Sigma female asks the questions that matter, it isn't just curiosity, it's an invitation to connect on a level most people avoid. She's encouraging authenticity, vulnerability, and understanding. And younger men respond to that because it's something they can't fake or force. These conversations often lead to trust, connection, and mutual respect. They create a sense of intimacy that feels safe and deliberate, not rushed or superficial. It's the kind of dialogue that sticks in someone's mind long after the words were spoken. Sigma females aren't just asking for answers, they're creating moments where real insight, growth, and understanding happen. That depth also communicates that they value intelligence, self-awareness, and emotional presence. It's a reflection of their own mindset, intentional, focused, and unafraid to explore life's complexities. They don't just skim the surface, they dive into meaningful layers, uncovering stories, beliefs, and motivations that most people ignore. That makes every interaction feel unique and significant. Younger men are drawn to Sigma females because their conversations challenge, inspire, and elevate them. They don't feel drained by shallow talk. They feel alive, engaged, and respected. And that energy becomes magnetic, creating a connection that goes beyond attraction. Sigma females make people feel like they matter, like their thoughts, dreams, and fears are worth exploring. And that's the kind of depth that keeps relationships real, grounded, and unforgettable. 3. Clear intentions, less drama. You always know where you stand, no guessing games. Sigma females are masters of clarity in their words, actions, and choices. There's no hidden agenda, no manipulative mind games, no confusing signals. When a Sigma female says something, she means it. When she sets a boundary, it's firm but fair. She doesn't leave people guessing about her feelings, her plans, or her expectations. That kind of transparency is rare, and it instantly stands out. Most people operate in ambiguity, fear, or social expectation, creating layers of drama that complicate relationships. Sigma females reject that. They prioritize honesty and simplicity, even when it's uncomfortable or challenging. Younger men are drawn to this because it feels grounding. There's no exhausting guessing, no decoding texts, or interpreting hidden meanings, just straightforward communication. They know where they stand, what's expected, and how the Sigma female feels. That clarity is not cold or distant, it's empowering. It allows both people to operate from a place of trust and mutual respect. Drama usually thrives in uncertainty and miscommunication, and Sigma females remove that fuel entirely. They don't seek conflict, but they don't avoid truth either. If something matters, they address it directly, calmly, and respectfully. That doesn't mean they're rigid. They can adapt and compromise when necessary, but their intentions are always clear. This approach makes relationships feel safer and more stable. Younger men often experience emotional whiplash in typical relationships where words, actions, and intentions rarely line up. Sigma females are the opposite. Their communication aligns with their values, lifestyle, and expectations. That alignment is magnetic because it signals integrity and emotional maturity. It shows they respect themselves and the people around them enough to be honest, consistent, and intentional. It also sets a standard for behavior in the relationship. If you're with a Sigma female, there's no room for manipulation or petty games. Everyone knows the rules, the boundaries, and the expectations, which creates freedom rather than restriction. There's a sense of calm authority in their presence because they are fully aware of what they want and how they operate. Younger men feel relief and admiration at being able to engage authentically without drama or deception. And this isn't just about romantic relationships, it's a lifestyle choice. Sigma females carry this approach into friendships, work, and social interactions. Clarity and honesty become part of who they are. It's effortless, natural, and compelling. People around them subconsciously respect it and often emulate it. That energy is rare, powerful, and deeply attractive. When a Sigma female acts with clear intentions and minimizes drama, it communicates confidence, self-awareness, and emotional intelligence. That's why younger men can't resist the pull. There's no guessing, no unnecessary stress, only direct, meaningful connection. Sigma females make life easier to navigate, interactions more honest, and connections more fulfilling. That's magnetic. Isn't that powerful? If you're vibing with this, drop a comment and tell me if you've felt that pull yourself. Now, here's the next point. 4. Shared leadership and teamwork. Sigma females are not bossy, but they know how to balance give and take. They understand that relationships, friendships, or any collaboration require cooperation, mutual respect, and shared responsibility. Sigma females don't try to dominate or control every situation. Instead, they assess the circumstances, recognize each person's strengths, and naturally take the lead when it makes sense. At the same time, they step back and allow others to contribute, speak up, or make decisions. That balance is rare and deeply attractive because most people either over-control or completely withdraw. Sigma females operate differently. They guide without overwhelming, influence without forcing, and participate without dominating. Younger men notice this because it creates a sense of partnership rather than hierarchy. With a Sigma female, there's no competition over power or status. Decisions are made collaboratively, respecting both perspectives while ensuring progress happens efficiently. This balance allows everyone involved to feel valued, heard, and capable. It also reduces conflict and unnecessary tension. Sigma females communicate clearly, listen actively, and anticipate how different approaches will affect the group dynamic. They can step in to lead when needed, but they also empower others to shine. This doesn't just apply to big projects or work-related tasks. It's in everyday life, small decisions, and shared responsibilities in personal relationships. They naturally create an environment where cooperation feels effortless because they model patience, respect, and accountability. That energy is magnetic to younger men because it contrasts sharply with chaos, indecision, or power struggles they've experienced elsewhere. Sigma females make collaboration feel safe, purposeful, and productive. They can handle disagreement without escalating drama, keeping focus on solutions rather than ego. Younger men feel this balance instinctively and are drawn to the sense of stability and partnership it creates. Sigma females also recognize the importance of fairness. They don't take credit for others' work, and they don't avoid responsibility for their own mistakes. That integrity and teamwork builds trust and admiration. Over time, this dynamic strengthens connections as both parties feel respected, valued, and understood. Sigma females' approach to shared leadership also shows emotional intelligence. They sense tension, notice unspoken feelings, and adapt their actions without compromising their values. This makes every interaction smoother, more intentional, and meaningful. Younger men feel challenged in the best way, encouraged to grow, contribute, and collaborate without feeling pressured or overshadowed. There's a natural flow when a Sigma female is part of a team or relationship. Give, take, guide, support, listen, act. That rhythm is magnetic. It communicates confidence, maturity, and reliability, and it makes younger men feel drawn not only to her presence, but to the energy she creates in every interaction. Sigma females make partnerships feel equal, safe, and purposeful, which is rare, refreshing, and deeply attractive. 5. Experience that feels safe. Life taught them lessons, and they bring wisdom, not baggage. Sigma females have been through challenges, failures, heartbreak, and moments that tested them in ways most people never see. But instead of letting those experiences weigh them down or make them bitter, they've processed, learned, and grown. That growth creates a sense of safety around them. Younger men sense it immediately because interacting with a Sigma female doesn't feel unpredictable or draining. They know they're not walking on eggshells, trying to guess moods or intentions. Sigma females understand themselves, their boundaries, and what they need from others. That self-awareness is rare and magnetic. They've made mistakes like anyone else, but they've turned those mistakes into lessons rather than excuses or blame. That means when a younger man engages with a Sigma female, he's engaging with someone grounded, reliable, and emotionally mature. He knows that her past won't control their present or future. Sigma females carry a quiet confidence that comes from experience, the kind that doesn't need constant reassurance, validation, or attention. It's stable, consistent, and deeply attractive. This doesn't mean they are emotionally distant or unavailable. They feel deeply, care sincerely, and connect fully, but their experiences allow them to navigate emotions without chaos. Younger men notice that they can share thoughts, fears, and dreams without worrying about overreaction or manipulation. Sigma females have been tested and have survived, which gives them perspective and resilience. They understand human complexity and don't project unnecessary drama onto relationships. That reliability fosters trust, which is magnetic because trust is rare. Sigma females' experiences also make them compassionate. They can empathize without judgment because they've walked difficult paths themselves. That empathy combined with stability creates a feeling of safety that younger men crave. It's not about perfection or flawlessness. It's about maturity, consistency, and wisdom in action. Interacting with a Sigma female feels like being with someone who understands the bigger picture, who prioritizes growth and connection over ego or superficiality. She can handle challenges gracefully, offer guidance when appropriate, and maintain calm when life gets messy. Younger men are drawn to this because it creates balance, excitement without chaos, depth without pressure, connection without games. Sigma females' wisdom acts as a stabilizing force, allowing relationships to progress naturally and intentionally. They don't need to prove themselves or dominate. They simply exist with clarity, strength, and perspective. That presence feels safe, grounding, and reassuring. Younger men are naturally attracted to it because it contrasts with instability, drama, or unpredictability they've experienced elsewhere. Experience that feels safe is magnetic because it signals maturity, reliability, and emotional depth. Sigma females are not just attractive, they are trustworthy, insightful, and empowering to be around. That combination makes younger men feel secure, valued, and drawn toward a connection that is rare, genuine, and deeply fulfilling. They see people clearly, not through a fantasy lens. That clarity, it's magnetic. And hey, if you haven't already, subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive into why Sigma females are totally unmatched. Let's continue. 6. Confident, intimacy, and feedback. Sigma females can handle tough talks without fear, and they make emotional honesty feel natural. When most people avoid difficult conversations, shy away from conflict, or hide their feelings, Sigma females do the opposite. They approach intimacy with courage, clarity, and authenticity. They understand that real connection isn't built on silence, avoidance, or passive-aggressive behavior. It's built on truth, respect, and openness. That confidence allows them to express needs, desires, and boundaries without hesitation or guilt. Younger men notice this immediately because interacting with a Sigma female doesn't feel like walking on eggshells. They can speak freely, share their thoughts, and be vulnerable without fearing judgment or manipulation. Sigma females listen as much as they speak. They provide feedback thoughtfully, not harshly, which creates a sense of safety and intimacy. That emotional intelligence makes every interaction feel intentional and grounded. They understand timing, tone, and approach, so even difficult topics can be addressed without escalating tension. Younger men are drawn to this because it feels refreshing. No guessing games, no hidden meanings, no unnecessary drama. Sigma females make emotional honesty feel natural because they've mastered their own self-awareness and emotional regulation. They are comfortable with their feelings, capable of naming them, and confident in expressing them clearly. That confidence extends to relationships of all kinds, whether romantic, professional, or social. It creates a rhythm where communication flows, trust deepens, and intimacy strengthens. Sigma females don't shy away from discomfort. They embrace it as a path to growth, understanding, and connection. They provide constructive feedback that helps people improve without feeling attacked or belittled. That balance of honesty and care is magnetic. Younger men feel challenged but supported, respected but valued. There's no need for games or manipulation. The relationship operates on clarity and mutual understanding. Confident intimacy isn't about control or dominance. It's about partnership. Sigma females are secure enough in themselves to handle vulnerability, and that security creates a safe space for others. Their ability to navigate tough conversations and emotional honesty sets them apart from most people. It signals maturity, wisdom, and relational competence. Younger men can sense it instinctively, and it draws them closer because they recognize authenticity and depth when they see it. Sigma females also lead by example. They demonstrate how to engage honestly, set boundaries, and handle feedback without defensiveness or aggression. That makes learning and growth natural for everyone involved. Emotional intimacy with a Sigma female feels empowering, not suffocating. Feedback is constructive, connection is intentional, and communication is effortless yet profound. Younger men feel challenged to rise to the occasion, to be better, and to meet the same level of honesty and confidence. That's why confident intimacy and feedback are so magnetic, because Sigma females create connections that are real, honest, and deeply fulfilling. There's no pretension, no ego games, only clarity, trust, and mutual respect. Sigma females make emotional honesty feel not just safe, but desirable, natural, and rewarding. 7. Realistic expectations, fewer surprises. Sigma females see people clearly, not through a fantasy lens. They don't idealize anyone or expect perfection. They understand that everyone has flaws, quirks, and limitations, and they accept that as part of being human. Younger men are drawn to this clarity because it feels honest and grounded. There's no disappointment caused by unrealistic standards or illusions because Sigma females deal with reality as it is. They know the difference between hope and expectation, desire and demand. That means interactions with them feel predictable in the best way, stable, transparent, and secure. When a Sigma female communicates her intentions, feelings, and boundaries, younger men know what to expect. There's no hidden agenda or emotional roulette, no guessing what she's thinking or feeling. This realism doesn't make them cold or detached. It makes them dependable, trustworthy, and refreshingly straightforward. Sigma females have learned through experience how to read situations, gauge intentions, and recognize patterns. That insight allows them to respond appropriately without overreacting or underestimating. They also understand that people grow at different rates and have different capacities for change. They set expectations accordingly, which prevents unnecessary friction or frustration. Younger men notice this because it creates a calm, safe and balanced dynamic where they don't feel manipulated or tested. Sigma females don't play mind games or create drama just for attention or control. Their approach is intentional, consistent and realistic, which makes relationships feel sustainable and emotionally healthy. They value honesty over idealism, substance over spectacle, and trust over fantasy. That mindset encourages younger men to also engage authentically because the relationship environment rewards clarity and truth. Surprises are minimized not because life is predictable, but because Sigma females anticipate challenges, communicate openly, and prepare themselves and others for reality. This reduces stress, misunderstandings, and conflict. Younger men feel respected because they are treated as equals in insight and responsibility. Sigma females also set realistic expectations for themselves, which is just as important. They recognize their own limitations, acknowledge mistakes, and adjust without drama or self-blame. This self-awareness creates a foundation of stability and integrity that is magnetic. They balance ambition with practicality, hope with realism, and desire with understanding. That balance is rare, and it attracts younger men who are tired of unrealistic fantasies or chaotic interactions. Interacting with Sigma females feels like being in a partnership where both people operate with clarity, honesty, and mutual respect. There's no confusion about intentions, no hidden motives, and no disappointment caused by idealized projections. Instead, there's trust, transparency, and understanding that fosters genuine connection. Younger men are drawn to Sigma females because they know what they are getting. No illusions, no surprises, just real, grounded, and intentional presence. That realism is magnetic because it communicates maturity, emotional intelligence, and reliability. Sigma females make life simpler, relationships healthier, and connections deeper by keeping expectations grounded in reality. That clarity, stability, and wisdom are exactly what make them irresistible, respected, and deeply admired. 8. Resilience against outside judgment. Sigma females' opinions don't shake them. They're solid in who they are. Unlike most people who constantly worry about approval, validation, or fitting in, Sigma females have cultivated a strong sense of self. They know their values, priorities, and limits, and they refuse to compromise them to please others. That resilience isn't arrogance, it's quiet confidence, built through experience and self-reflection. Younger men are drawn to this because it feels empowering, safe, and rare. Interacting with a Sigma female doesn't come with hidden pressures or societal expectations. She doesn't need to be liked by everyone, and she doesn't allow gossip, criticism, or judgment to dictate her decisions or behavior. That stability creates trust and respect instantly. Sigma females have been tested by life, often encountering situations where people judged them unfairly, doubted their abilities, or tried to impose limits. Instead of crumbling under pressure or changing themselves to fit in, they evaluated, adapted when necessary, and stayed true to their core. That means their resilience is informed, intentional, and grounded. Younger men sense that security and are naturally drawn to it because it signals reliability and emotional strength. Sigma females' resistance to outside judgment also shows maturity. They can weigh constructive feedback without letting negativity control their self-image. They separate opinions from reality, focusing on what aligns with their values and goals rather than what others think. That clarity creates an environment of stability where relationships and interactions are authentic, free from unnecessary influence, and based on mutual respect. Sigma females also model self-respect in subtle ways, through their choices, communication, and how they respond to criticism. Younger men notice this behavior because it contrasts sharply with people who bend under social pressure or act out of fear of judgment. Sigma females' resilience makes them magnetic because it demonstrates that they are secure, dependable, and emotionally mature. That energy feels powerful, grounding and inspiring. They also understand the importance of boundaries, knowing when to engage and when to detach from toxic opinions or influences. This creates a safe space for younger men to be themselves without fear of scrutiny or manipulation. Sigma females communicate through actions, consistency, and presence that their worth is inherent and not determined by external validation. That kind of stability is attractive because it allows younger men to invest in a connection that is honest, intentional, and free from drama. Resilient Sigma females show that strength isn't loud or demanding. It's quiet, consistent, and grounded. Their ability to maintain composure under criticism, societal pressure, or unsolicited opinions signals intelligence, independence, and confidence. Younger men feel drawn to that power because it inspires trust, admiration, and desire. Sigma females' resilience against outside judgment doesn't just protect themselves, it enhances their relationships by creating a safe, honest, and authentic dynamic. That combination of strength, clarity, and authenticity is magnetic, rare, and deeply attractive. 9. Long-term planning with eyes open. Sigma females know what they want and go for it without rushing or panicking. They have clarity about their goals, values, and priorities, and they structure their lives to reflect that vision. Unlike people who act impulsively, chasing short-term thrills or reacting to immediate pressures, Sigma females move deliberately. They understand that progress takes patience, focus, and consistent effort. Younger men notice this mindset because it's magnetic. It signals discipline, maturity, and self-assurance. Sigma females don't wait for life to hand them opportunities. They create paths, make thoughtful decisions, and adjust strategies as needed. That doesn't mean they overthink everything or become paralyzed by planning. They balance foresight with action, knowing when to seize the moment and when to wait. Their approach reduces unnecessary stress, missteps, and chaos, making interactions and relationships feel grounded and intentional. Younger men are drawn to this because it contrasts sharply with impulsive or uncertain behavior they often encounter elsewhere. Sigma females' ability to plan ahead also shows emotional intelligence. They anticipate challenges, foresee potential consequences, and consider the needs of themselves and others. That foresight doesn't make them controlling, it makes them reliable, trustworthy, and prepared. They know how to balance ambition with patience, risk with safety, and independence with connection. This balance creates a sense of stability in their lives, which is deeply attractive to younger men. Sigma females don't rush into decisions, relationships, or commitments just to meet external expectations or pressure. Instead, they evaluate, reflect, and act with clarity. That measured approach allows them to maintain autonomy while still fostering meaningful connections. It signals that they value quality over quantity, substance over superficiality, and intentionality over randomness. Younger men sense that they're entering a dynamic where actions are purposeful, goals are clear, and commitment is thoughtful. Sigma females also inspire others by modeling strategic, forward-thinking behavior. Their presence encourages people to slow down, think critically, and consider long-term outcomes rather than react emotionally or impulsively. That influence is magnetic because it elevates interactions and sets a standard for growth, responsibility, and awareness. They combine vision with practicality, dreaming big while staying grounded in reality. That makes their energy focused, empowering, and deeply attractive. Younger men are drawn to the sense that a Sigma female has her life together, not in a perfectionist or rigid way, but in a confident, self-directed, and thoughtful way. That clarity about the future, paired with calm decisiveness, makes relationships feel secure, intentional, and sustainable. Sigma females plan with eyes wide open. They know what matters, anticipate challenges, and align actions with their values. That approach communicates maturity, strength, and trustworthiness. Younger men recognize it instinctively, feeling drawn to the clarity, focus, and vision that Sigma females embody. This combination of patience, confidence, and strategic planning is rare, magnetic, and deeply compelling. It's not just attraction, it's admiration for a mindset that is disciplined, grounded, and empowered.